Good evening and welcome to a Friday night broadcast. And as you know, Sunday is Mother's Day. So that's what we're going to be talking about this evening is Mother's Day. Who originated it? What kind of just some background on it? So don't forget your moms. They're the only ones we have. And even if you know somebody who lost a mom or doesn't have a mom, step up, step in, and have them around. If you know somebody like that, that doesn't have a mom, you know, um, so a lot of the kids, from homes and things like that, really need a mom figure and father figures too, for that matter. I'll be right back. Gotta get up for this. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, forgot my drink, my drinkity drink. So this evening, we are talking about Mother's Day. And it's tough for a lot of us who has lost their moms, especially recently. Like for me, this will be July will be a year already that she's been gone. So it's kind of hard for me to be getting into Mother's Day and really, looking forward to it, I guess. So I'm trying, the wife and our daughter and friends and family that are moms and, you know, uh, try to wish them a happy Mother's Day. But it just seems like this year I'm not too, it just seemed like I'm not motivated for it. So I still got to shop. And I know that they're going to get it late, but that's okay. I think I hope they understand. I'm just not feeling it like I would in the past. So yeah, but you have to celebrate and acknowledge and in gratitude of the moms we do have because God has given us parents. And I know some aren't the best or, you had a rough time, but everybody's different. But deep down, parents love you and always will. Well, so anyway, that's a whole topic in of its own. But a mom is a protector, a giver. A mom makes sure things are run. The kids are clean. The kids have clothes, dressed. A mom comforts. A mom gives you a kind word and understands when you talk about something and there be sympathize and have compassion. Not that dads don't, but in a different way. But in a different way. And sometimes you need both or either or. Sometimes dad needs to step in and, you know, go alpha male or, a teaching moment or, things like that. Um, so really it depends on the child and the role of the parent, because the husband and wife are the ones that have their specific strengths when it comes to kids. And a lot of our moms were moms to not only us, but a lot of our friends related to our mom's mom. you know, that your friends would call my mom their mom. "Hey, mom," you know, and I think that made them actually it made them feel good. I know it did my mom, and, I think she really enjoyed when our friends would call her mom too. And moms put up with a lot of stuff, especially with us in our younger years. We were long-haired, crazy musicians playing rock and roll and bunch of noise in the basement, and but they never complained. They never, told us we can't do it anymore. And I think moms know in a way that it keeps you out of trouble. We can, think about it. If you have a hobby and you're a young kid, grade school, high school, seriously keeps you out of trouble to have something to do. As the years go on, like I'd say after the 80s, there was stuff to do if you were young. They had under 21 clubs, lots of music, places to go, um, of course, concerts and at the arenas and things and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, they just no more. So kids stop hanging out. Like, what do we do? So the only thing you do is get in trouble. Somehow, there's nothing to do anymore. And I guess it depends on where you live or what state, city, whatever. And that kind of stopped, I think. Um, it kind of stopped. And we would frequent these under 21 clubs a lot. Even your high school dances. But unfortunately, I just don't think there are really a lot of bands anymore, and which is sad. So we really need to bring back we really need to bring back music again. Bands, live bands playing their instruments and getting back to the roots of music, playing your instruments, performing. And I know the tribute show circuit has become a huge thing now because I price concerts, depends on who it is, just to sit on the floor. I think was between $3,000 and $4,000 to sit on the floor for a concert. Who who in their right mind has unless you got a good business, a credit card? How do in the world do people afford it anymore? I guess enough people do, so they go. But your moms were always there if you needed a ride. Call someone's mom, and they were there to pick you up. So moms are so important as a parent, and take advantage and enjoy the time you have with your moms while they're here. Try to see them and call them as much as you can. You know, as much as they might drive you crazy, it's still your parent and they still love you. So, we're going to talk about that day where we celebrate our moms and how much we love them. So, get them a nice bouquet of flowers, get them a nice card, jewelry, a nice necklace or just anything that they like, or if they like hummingbirds or cardinals or something, or they like um, artsy stuff, something, something that they, plants. There's nothing, a nice plant, a nice flower plant, you know. And moms, I think that goes a long way. So anyway, so hopefully let's not forget our moms Sunday and do something nice for them. Okay, so Mother's Day was pioneered by three women: Anne Reeves Jarvis, Julia Ward Howe, and Anne's daughter, Anna M. Jarvis. All right. So Anne Reeves Jarvis, she was known as Mother Jarvis. Anne Reeves Jarvis was a young Appalachian homemaker who taught Sunday school lessons. She also was a lifelong activist who, in the mid 1800s, had organized Mother's Day work clubs in West Virginia to combat unsanitary living conditions and teach young mothers how to safely care for their children. Right. During the Civil War, Mother Jarvis had also organized women's brigades, encouraging women to help without regard for which side their men had chosen. Behind every great man is a woman. I do believe that. Absolutely. And Julia Ward Howe, and she was a famous poet and reformer. And during the Civil War, she volunteered for the U.S. Sanitary Commission, helping them to provide hygienic environments for hospitals and ensure sanitary conditions during the care of sick and wounded soldiers. And about 1870, Julia Ward Howe called for a Mother's Day for Peace, dedicated to the celebration of peace and the eradication of war. As expressed in what is called her Mother's Day Proclamation from 1870, Howe felt that mothers should gather to prevent the cruelty of war and the waste of life, since mothers of mankind alone bear and know the cost. Yeah, absolutely. If you're a mother and you have a soldier and they get killed or something happens, that's got to be, you're not there. You have to hear it for it to come back overseas or whatever, or so wherever your son or daughter is sent, just pray for God's protection over them in Jesus' name. And we lost her son, and that's devastating. That's really devastating, especially for this time, and you never get over it. I don't care what they say. Grieving, there's no rules on grieving. There's no rules on when and how you should forget your son's or daughter that's passed. That's a mother's love, and they're a grandparent, and they love that. That's what they also live for, to see their kids have kids, and man, it's just, So anyway, Howe's version of Mother's Day was held in Boston and other locations for about 30 years, but died a quick death in the years preceding World War I. Now, Anna M. Jarvis, she's from Philadelphia and wished to memorialize her life and started campaigning for a National Day of Honor to all mothers. In May of 1907, Anna memorialized her mother's lifelong activism with a memorial service held at the Methodist Church in Grafton, West Virginia, where Anna's mother had taught. The following year, on May 10th, a Mother's Day service was held at the same church to acknowledge all mothers, and was born the idea that the second Sunday in May be set aside to honor every mother. Her efforts came to the attention of the mayor of Philadelphia, Who proclaimed a local Mother's Day? 1907, 1908. While West Virginia was the first state to officially adopt the holiday, others followed suit. In 1914, President Woodrow Wilson signed a bill designating the second Sunday in May as a legal holiday to be called Mother's Day, dedicated to the best mother in the world, your mother, my mother, all mothers. Now, the early beginnings, ooh boy. Now, the earliest Mother's Day celebrations can be traced back to the spring celebrations of ancient Greece in honor of Rhea, the mother of the gods. People would make offerings of honey cakes, fine drinks, and flowers at dawn. The Romans also had a mother of all gods, Magna Mater, or Great Mother. A temple was built in Rome for her. In March of each year, there was a celebration in honor called the Festival of Hilaria. So yeah, a lot of gods they worshipped, and we know that in Greece, and the Romans had a lot of gods, and so yeah. And during the 1600s, England celebrated Mothering Sunday on the fourth Sunday of Lent, and that's the 40 days leading up to Easter, as a way to honor the mothers of England. Many of England's poor lived and worked as servants for the wealthy, far away from their homes and families. So on Mothering Sunday, servants were given the day off to return home and spend the day with their mothers. Now in Mexico, Mother's Day is always celebrated on May 10th. When the holiday falls on a weekday, mothers take the day off from work and children stay home from school. Other countries that celebrate Mother's Day on May 10th include Hong Kong, India, Malaysia, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, Singapore, and the United Arab Emirates. So in Mexico and all these other countries, they were off today. The moms and kids stayed home today. Stayed home. Now in Spain and Portugal, Mother's Day is celebrated on December 8th, which is also the feast of the Immaculate Conception. All right. So that, my friends, is Mother's Day. Background, origins, who started it, things like that. So very good. So anyway, let's not forget our moms. Even go to the mortuary, go to the cemetery at their stone and put flowers on there and visit with them. Even though they're gone, spiritually they're still here. They're in heaven. Knowing that they've accepted Jesus Christ, and but that's for us to find out when we go too, and hopefully we will see everyone one day. We'll see them again. So let's not forget and show what our mothers mean to us, and how they provide, and how they care, and how they listen and put band-aids on our cuts and bruises and nurse us and back to health. And all those times you stayed off school with a flu or a bad cold, mom was there. In those days, mom stayed home pretty much until you started school. And I wish it would go back to that. But these days, a child is being raised by the government, schools. They're being told what to do, how to do it. So let's get back to parenting, raising our kids. morals, values, being a parent, and there's all kinds of situations I know. I think we should go back to that. A parent should stay home until they're ready to start school. What, 5? When they're 5 or 6, then go back into the workforce. And there should be something, child rearing salary for parents or something. We're giving billions and trillions of dollars for people to kill one another, but we can't give trillions and billions of dollars for a parent to stay home and raise their child and raise their kids. Some countries went to a 4-day work week, so you have more family time. You have a 3-day weekend. And apparently, from what I've read and heard, it's working really well, apparently. They're getting just as much work done in those 4 days. So they have that time for family, extra time. You get home, you're tired, had a rough day maybe, got a splitting headache, whatever's going on. The last thing you want to do is listen to your kids and bunch of noise and all that stuff. But the kids are always excited and happy to see you. So so communication is huge, being a parent too. And kids do need to know boundaries also. They need to be taught right and wrong, like I said, morals and values and respect. So that should be a job also as a parent. So anyway, I know in this world day and age now is pretty jacked up. There's so much going on and kids are sensitized to so much. So anyway, I don't want to blab no more. But coming up, we will have our Bible study, our Bible topics, and we've got 2 of the 9 fruits of the Spirit left. I think we got 2 to go on that. And so another topics, more news, positive news, just everything's just going. So I want to thank everyone for subscribing and watching. And I hope you enjoy what I'm doing as much as I do. I know I don't have flair and fancy and computer program to do stuff for me, but I enjoy doing what I do have, and talking about things and stuff like that and different topics and stuff that I never knew about or learned about. It's always interesting, always learning. And it's always good to learn something, of course. We don't want to be stagnant in our minds and our hearts and our being. So definitely plug into a church. Plug into a church. Things are happening in this world, as you know. Don't be in it. Don't be in the world. Be, of the world, if I said that right. So don't buy into the politics. Don't buy into the human condition of the way people are now and the way we treat one another and things like that. It's it's not the way it's supposed to be. So anyway, hopefully enjoy Sunday with your moms. Have a nice day. And we're going to keep on going, and I'll have other topics and stuff. I've got shirts I'm making, and I'll be posting those soon. Get some pictures done of some merch, some merchandise, and post those. And if anybody would like to order something, just go on my Facebook page at lsfl, the number 4 letter U, and also the YouTube channel. Tune in and please subscribe to that. So if you have any comments or suggestions for topics, please send them, and I'll research and the best information I can and share it. Something you want awareness of something, or something, your business, a nonprofit, whatever you're doing, whatever, contact me. And I have a website at msavio66.wix.com/life skills for life. Spell the whole thing out, life skills for life. And that's my website. I try to update it as much as I can, but I'm pretty much on the same topic of the 9 fruits of the Spirit. And so no new news and things like that coming through, but you can also, I believe, message me on that, like I said, my Facebook page at lsfl, the number 4 letter U, on Facebook, things like that. Hopefully I'll get another phone soon, because for the first time I made a phone call out, which is really cool. So that way, if anybody, just by chance you want to call, you'll be on. You'll be on. If you have a comment or a suggestion or something that we may have missed, stuff like that. Or I might call somebody. You never know. All right. So anyway, enjoy this weekend. Hopefully, I believe it's supposed to be pretty nice. No rain, as far as I know. We've had a lot of it. The bugs already, the pollen already. The cars have got that green film all over it. So anyway, yeah. Allergy season, absolutely. Break out the, what is it, Allegra or Claritin, whatever the allergy medicines are. Yeah. So, all right. Anyway, that pretty much wraps up this broadcast. So I hope you enjoy spending time with your moms this weekend. And if you can't, give them a call, at least a phone call. A phone call. Anything, right? Mail them a card. Call them. So anyway, may God bless you and his light shine upon you and keep you safe. And we will catch up next time. Like I said, we'll probably do another 9 fruits of the Spirit. All right. And we only got like a couple more to do on those. So anyway, have a great weekend, and I hope your teams are doing okay. The baseball I haven't watched yet because I'm still watching the Stanley Cup hockey playoffs, keeping up with that. So anyway, enjoy and enjoy. So anyway, God bless, and I'll see you all next time. Have a good night and good weekend.